Given the challenge to mosaic on anything, I would probably take it. When I wrote my book, The Beginner's Guide to Mosaics, I took special things that normally you wouldn't think about mosaicing. One of those is a rock. I thought if you could take this and create this, that would be pretty cool. Another thing I love to do on any of my mosaics is I love to create words. So today is absolutely perfect. How about we do dream? Big dream, little dream? Let's see. Check it out. So I have my rock. I've already traced out my pattern with pencil, and I'm laying it out the way that I want it with just the basic features. These are just little plastic alphabet beads that you find in the bead section. And what I'm going to do is I just glue them down, put a little drop of glue on each one, glue it down. And then, whoops, straighten them out before your glue dries the way you want them. Here's a great flat marble. You can find these just about anywhere nowadays. And these are glass canes, kind of like a millefiori cane. They're glass. So there's all my basics. Now I think I will start to cut. I'm using a wheel nipper, and I'm going to cut for my outside edge. And I put my wheel nipper in the stained glass, kind of put my hand over it, cut it, that way it doesn't go flying. And then I just start to glue these. And it's just a little bit of glue. I think we always end up gluing things a little bit with a little bit too much glue. Even that, I try to collect that because if the glue doesn't show, then you can grout it a lot faster. If you're in a hurry. If you're not, then you can just wait overnight. So I'm going to continue to glue these pieces all on, and I'll be right back. And now, through the magic of video, my mosaic is all done. It's dry. I've put masking tape around the outside edge, leaving about 3/8 of an inch in between my mosaic and where I want my grout line. That way, when it's all done, I can pull off my tape and I have a really nice line around my mosaic. So let's start grouting. I've mixed my grout, and I like to make it kind of thick so that when I go to put water on it to clean it off, it's not going to take all of my grout off. And I am using the sanded grout, and this particular one is just white. Now remember that you have cut your edges, so be really careful. And you want to get it in all the spaces. And this part is just to get it into those spaces. Don't worry about any of the pieces. And everything will be cleaned off afterwards. Okay, I've got it all in the spaces. Now I'm going to take a little bit extra where I know that there's just a little bit too much. Oops. And I just take a soft sponge and put it in the water and take out as much water as you possibly can out of the sponge, because again, you don't want to put more water into the grout. And you just start to very carefully go over, see how it's coming up. You can see the mosaic underneath. And all this process is just smoothing out the grout. Again, we're going to clean off the pieces in just a little bit. Just cleaning off the grout. Squeeze as much as you can get off. There's a couple areas here I can see I have a little hole, so I'm going to make sure I get some grout back over into there and there, and go around where I want my grout on the outside edge, smoothing it out. And I think I've almost got what I want. And don't worry about your letters either, because we'll clean those up at the end too. So I'm going to let this sit just for a few minutes, and then I'll be right back and we'll take the tape off. The grout has set up a little bit, so I'm starting to pull out off my tape, and just very gently pull off the tape. And even when it pulls some of it off, dip your finger into water and just go back over the edge to clean it up. Now at this point you can either put a hairdryer on the tiles, or you can just let it dry overnight. And all this film, when it's dry, you can take it off with a Q-tip and clean everything up. If you wait for it to dry all night, then you can just spray a little bit of like Windex on it and wipe it off with paper towels, and all that extra film, the grout film, comes off. Now the letters, if you dip your Q-tip into water and go over each letter to get the grout out, that works really good. Now, we know that this is probably going to go outside. It'd be garden art, or sometimes I use it for holding a door open. So what you're going to do when it's all dry, within about 48 hours, you're going to put a tile sealer on it. And just put it on, let it dry, maybe put it on a couple times, and that'll seal it so it can go outside. Now here I have one that's already done, already cleaned up. Isn't this cool how it has on the rock it has this indentation? So that's all there is to it. Very super simple. Use things that you already have around the house. Use china and bits and pieces that you already have around the house, and be eco-friendly with it using what you have. And don't forget, be sure to dream big. Thanks everyone.